I love talking about hunches because everything changed for me as soon as I started understanding the importance of hunches and what they actually mean. Hunches aren't just, though, maybe I'm thinking. No, these are messages from God. It's like whispers, sacred whispers from your subconscious mind, bringing you messages of what is the next thing. It's your intuitive lead. It's your next thing, following your inner compass. That's what hunches are. And about 33 years ago, I was 27, and I was inspired by someone that started talking about what happens when your life begins to follow this intuitive lead, this voice of God somehow in your heart, seeping out in from the subconscious into your conscious mind, and actually acting on those hunches. Everything changes. I was so inspired 33 years ago that I started doing it. I started acting on my hunches without hesitation, without overthinking. I started just acting on my hunches. And what happens is you miss some, you take some, you lose some, whatever. But what happens is you start learning how to tune in, like, you know, those loose radio dials we used to have. Now this dial starts to tune into where you are locked in to messages from heaven, from your sacred, beautiful whispers from God that are coming from you are the hunches. That's just me. Don't overthink it. Don't over question it. Just act on it and see what happens. And you start to see messages everywhere. Once you start following your hunches, all of a sudden you see things just change. Like, for instance, I'm going down a highway driving now, 33 years later. I'm so tuned in that I'm seeing semi trucks coming by that literally just like a big billboard driving by me saying, the best is yet to come. I'm seeing signs. I can't believe the amount of direction I get from these hunches that I have tuned into and learned how your life is going to change when you start following your hunches, your intuition. This is God. These are special messages for you. They're not just ideas. Stop overthinking. And then I'm telling you what, it feels like once you start tuning in and getting better at it all the time and developing this skill, it's like everything turns black and white except the things you're supposed to see. You don't look at that which you don't want to experience, but start tuning in to what you want more of. Start thinking about what you want more of rather than what you don't have. Start thinking about what you do have. Instead of thinking about what's wrong with you, you start thinking about what's right with you, and you're following these hunches. Just 2 days ago, I asked God a very specific question. I was wrestling, I was processing, and it had to do with social media. I haven't been interested in it, even though I just was loving my privacy and loving my private life. And I was thinking, should I put myself out there in the world? I'm only going to do it if I follow my inner compass, because you see, your dreams did not come with a roadmap, but you came with an inner compass, and hunches are your inner compass. And God is so loving, so available, so intelligent, so genius, and he's living inside of you, ready to just send you messages, not necessarily in an English reasoning language, because intuition doesn't explain. Intuition points the way, this way, go this way, turn left, turn right. Your inner compass is your inner excitement. What feels exciting right now? That is your inner compass. So I was leaning towards going on social media, but in the end I went, do I or do I not want this? Is this best for me or not best for me to enter into this whole world? And I was riding my bike on Saturday, and I have an electric bike, so I can go really fast, and I was going really fast, and it felt like I was playing, because life is expansive and full of joy when you play. That's when you enter into true spirituality, when life becomes creation, expansion, joy, playing, not taking life so seriously. That's when you tune in to the goodness of God and whatever your creative gifts are, because creativity is not talent. Creativity is playing with what's in front of you. And so I was riding my bike playing, but then I just came down to the question, you know what, God, I just want the very best. Should I do this or not? And I was listening to a rando song list on my AirPods, and it was just a bunch of 70s, like, I'm just gonna be real, a bunch of disco songs, because I'm that old. And I was listening to these disco songs, and it wasn't a song that I'd played before, but as it was ending, one of my songs was just about to end, and I was they were loud in my ears, and I was riding my bike really fast. And I felt, and my hunch was, my message from God, my secret whisper God was, the next song that plays is going to answer your question about social media. And I went, what kind of song from the 70s is going to specifically answer my question about social media, and should I or should I not? And it was like, but I've done this for so many years that I trust it, I act on it, I believe it. My faith just partners with this hunch, and I go, okay, I'm ready for it. And I was just gearing up for the next song that came on the song list, and this is the song that came out. It said, I'm coming out, I want the world to know, I'm gonna let it show, or whatever the words are. I'm coming out, coming. And I was like, okay. It's those moments when you follow your hunch, you listen to God, and you go, God is so real. I could not have made that up. You cannot make those kind of things happen. And I've got some clear direction now. Don't have to question it anymore. That's my next direction. So that encouragement to you is learn, develop the skill. There are skills involved in tuning your radio to be completely downloading the messages from God. He is extreme divine intelligence that is living his life through you. He's in you, he surrounds you, and you're not doing this life alone. And it gets so fun and so playful when you start listening and you start following those hunches, and it's so fun. Even the word hunches is fun. So have the best day and follow your hunches. Let me know in the comments of times that you've followed your hunches or what you're inspired to follow next, because life gets amazing when you say yes, you act quickly, you don't overthink, and you go with it.